Hi guys, how we all doing? Welcome back to the channel. This isn't a reaction as such to a track, but more of a reaction to a post that surfaced online on Twitter, or X as it's now known. So I've covered the topic of Ian Watkins and Lostprophets in the past. Ian Watkins more in detail as like an update of what was going on in his life at the time. But this is sad to read, man. It really is. So forgetting the absolute beast that is Ian Watkins, like that guy can fucking rot in hell for all I care. Lee Gaze, the guitarist, has spoken out on Twitter after 13 years. Now, that to me in itself is just mind-blowing to think that 13 years has passed already. I mean, you know, Lostprophets back in the day, I'm not afraid to say, they were one of my favourite bands. They were like the band everyone was into at that particular moment in time. For me, it was like Lostprophets, Funeral for a Friend, Bull of My Valentine, all Welsh as well. You had the Blackout as well, again, Welsh. But yeah, this is sad, man. So Lee has taken to X, or Twitter, you know, one or the other. X, it just sounds weird calling it that now. Fucking Musk. But yeah, he has tweeted, "It's been 13 years since my band ended in the most unimaginable circumstances, and it's still painful to think about. Things could have been so different." He added, "I don't talk about it much, but I put everything into that band and it should have lasted a lifetime. I never really wronged anyone in my whole life, so it seemed like the ultimate punishment." Like, that's deep, man. It's sad as well because these other guys have done nothing wrong. Like, they have been on the stand, they've been through all the lawyers and everything, and it's been proven they did not have a clue what Ian Watkins was doing. They did not have a clue at all. He was going off and doing this behind the scenes. You know, there's documented proof that you can see from band members that they've said in interviews. He missed practices and stuff because he was doing unspeakable things with kids. Like, the guy is an absolute predator, and I hope he never gets out, because if he does, someone is gonna kill him. Like, they really are. And I mean, he's having fun as it is in prison. People are stabbing him and all sorts. It's fucking brilliant. It's like, you know, you want to mess around with babies and stuff like that. Actual babies. It's you know, it's disgusting and sickening enough to think of younger children. And I just don't know what goes through people's minds. To be fair, I don't think they belong in prison. They belong in some kind of fucking mental hospital, because it's not normal. That kind of shit ain't normal. But it was actual babies, and fans were bringing it. It's fucking disgusting, and I don't really want to talk about it. I've already done that in another video, and it's taken kind of, I think shine's not even the right word, because this guy, like all of the other guys of the band, like, you know, there's fans replying as well. One of the fans replied with, "I'm really sorry you're still carrying that pain. Everything should have been different, but fate is a cruel joke. You didn't deserve it. I think a lot about what the band will be like now." I mean, what would they be like now? They'd probably be still massive, to be fair, because they sat in that middle ground of alternative, radio-friendly, rock alternative music. They probably would have been massive still to this day. Or if not, probably doing managerial things or putting on festivals or working behind the scenes on something. They definitely wouldn't be in the situation that they're in now anyway. You know, Ian Watkins was basically the poster boy, poster man guy, whatever you want to call him, for all the girls, whilst all the lads had like Amy Lee, Hayley Williams, that kind of stuff going on. You know, it was Matt Tuck, Ian Watkins. That's how big the guy was. And it's just such a fucking shame. I mean, he's replied to the fan, and he did say, yeah, hard to make sense of it all, even after all these years. You know, these guys are still suffering. They're still going through it. They're still having to deal with the shit that disgusting bastard did. And it's still affecting their lives. It's ruined their careers. You know, I know, I think it was on the podcast, what's it called? The podcast with the dude from the Blackout. It's huge. I know the name of it. I just can't think of it when it comes to mind at the minute. One of the guys was on that podcast, and he said he smashed up his gold disc. He said he just couldn't look at it anymore. You know, Lostprophets weren't a small band. Lostprophets were like the sleep token of that day. That's how big they were. They were everywhere. They were huge. Like Liberation Transmission, I can't listen to it anymore. I can't. I can't listen to any of their music anymore, and that's just not fair to the artists and the rest of the band. But Liberation Transmission was fucking incredible. For its time, that album was just something else. And that band was something else. I had t-shirts. I saw them live. I mean, I remember seeing them in the Arts Club in Liverpool, which is only a small venue anyway. And to think now, like, it's fucked. It's so wrong what he did. I mean, there is a little bit of information that kind of feeds into more detail about when he potentially might be out. But, you know, he's already had time added on to his sentence because, again, I went through this in the last video we did about Ian Watkins, but he had 10 months added to his sentence of 35 years because he got found with a phone, and he was using the phone to communicate with fans that still wanted to speak to him. Like, what? Like, that's... I mean, you know when you say people have toxic fan bases and things, I mean, what the fuck? It doesn't compute for me. I don't know what goes through people's minds. But yeah, it goes through what he did. He committed sex acts on a baby. It's just the day after Lostprophets' final album, Weapons, was released. Like, it does make me feel sick. It's vile. But yeah, there's a little bit here that says that the judge, Lord Justice Christopher Pitchford, said his offences were of such shocking depravity that the long sentence was called for. I mean, how he didn't get life is just weird. Like, 35 years, like, it's not life. He was only young when he went to prison. He'll be about 50 odd when he comes out, maybe 60. But yeah, he's being taken hostage, which again we covered in the last video when he was stabbed, and this says roughed up, but he recovered, sadly. One source has said he is apparently being stabbed in the neck and had been taken for life-saving treatment at Leeds General Infirmary. You know, this is where, again, I have so much respect and so much, like, just admiration for the NHS. The fact that they treated him and saved his life knowing what he has done. Could you imagine being a nurse and having to put that to the back of your mind and treat Ian Watkins, especially if you were a Lostprophets fan back in the day? Like, I don't know. I'd have to probably... I mean, that's probably why I'm not a nurse or a doctor. I would have to say to my boss or whoever it was, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I know it's not the done thing, and it's not what you send out to be a nurse for, but my honest opinion would be, let him die. Just let him bleed out, because I am not saving him. It's the least he deserves. But credit where credit's due, and admiration and all the rest of it to the NHS. Incredible that they actually saved his life, you know, and done what they're paid to do, regardless of what someone's done. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. Like, I'm just going to put that out there. I couldn't. No, definitely not. I'd be like, oh, you've been stabbed in the neck. Good. Bleed out. One less junkie in the world. Because the next bit, hence the name junkie, and it's not an excuse by any means. He says that the sickening attacks was because he was a heavy user of crystal meth at the time. So not only is he just a sickening predator, but he's addicted to crystal meth and is managing to get it in prison, and he didn't pay his debts. So a drug dealer did probably what a lot of people would shake his hand for. You know, I mean, you're a drug dealer, you're inside, you're dealing meth. That in itself is wrong, but I'd be like, fair play, keep your meth, but I'll shake your hand. Yeah, there's just loads of different things the fans have been saying. Another fan has said that I always say to any band I record, this must be some kind of producer, it just says a fan, but I always say to any band I record, if LP, so Lostprophets, comes up in conversation, what that guy did was unspeakably evil, but I've got so much sympathy for everyone else in the band. He ruined many other people's lives and careers instantly, and it's never spoken about, and to be fair, it's not. It's not. That's the crazy thing. It's kind of just like it just faded into the background. You know, is there 4 or 5? I think there might be 4 other members. Drums, bass, rhythm, lead, vocals. There's another 4. The careers are over. Like they were, and again, this is where the size of Lostprophets comes into it. They were all world famous musicians at the time. 13 years ago, they were at the top of the world. World famous musicians. One person goes out and does what he's done, and to be fair, it's almost as if everyone's being tarnished with the same brush. It's almost as if they've done what he did, because that's the treatment they've been given, and it's wrong. It really is. I know that they've tried to start other bands and stuff, but this is the thing. And, you know, I'm probably guilty of that as well. Not in a bad way, but I'd probably be the same of like, oh, have you heard this band? And when someone says, no, who's in it? And I'll be like, oh, the dude that used to be in Lostprophets. They're going to go, whoa, fuck no, whoa. It's like, well, that guy didn't do anything. But it's that name. It's the link, the reputation of being linked back to that band. The minute you say, oh yeah, it's the fella from Lostprophets, they're like, whoa, the fuck, whoa, wasn't that the one that took... No, he's in prison. Whoa, he was there. You can't escape it. You can't. So it's sad, people. It really is, because these people should be able to go on with their lives. They should be able to start new bands, and they should be able to move on from the sickening shit that he did. But he's out soon. It doesn't say exactly when, but he's eligible for parole in the coming months. It says, I don't know. See, the thing is, with parole, it doesn't automatically guarantee you'll get it. I think that the justice system, the judge or whoever it will be that potentially looks at this case, might deny it purely, again, I wouldn't, but purely deny it on safety grounds, because for them to go, yep, you can have parole, someone's going to kill him. It's going to happen. So they're either going to get hold of him, or the families are going to get hold of him, or the fans are going to get hold of him. Someone's going to get hold of him. And, you know, he might have money in the bank. You can't disappear off the face of the earth forever. And people will be watching. There's people out there, look at the fucking internet and the sleuths and stuff. They'll know exactly when, where, what time he's walking out them gates. And there's people that would not give a shit. They'd just stand there with a gun the minute he walks out. They'd just go, bang, done. Or a knife and just go, fuck off, and stab him straight away. So I think he'll be denied parole based on safety grounds, which shouldn't be happening. I'd be like, yeah, cool, here you go, let's let out you. Oh, you died, oh well. So, but to the rest of the band members, it's saddening. It really is. And this guy's obviously still hurting 13 years later. So yeah, I know some people that still listen to Lostprophets, to be fair, and it's like, the music was good, but it's his voice. The minute you hear his voice, I'm like, oh no, you can't. I can't. And a Town Called Hypocrisy video is still online, but he's got his hands on now. He's just vile bastard. But yeah, I'll leave it there, people. Just a little bit of an update on some of the members starting to speak out 13 years later about what happened with the band and themselves. It's sad, but anyway, I will see you all on the next video. Put your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the situation. Were you a fan? What are your thoughts on it? Were you too young to even know who they were? Have you not even discovered them? But yeah, I will see you all very soon. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.